A wedding moment just dropped in the Heartland Season 20 trailer. And it doesn't feel like a normal happy scene. It feels heavy. It feels like it's hiding something. Because in Heartland, weddings are never just about love, they're about change. And this one? This one might be the start of something that will shake the whole family. So the real question is, what is Heartland trying to tell us and what happens next? The first time you see that wedding moment in the trailer, your heart might jump with excitement. It looks beautiful. It looks warm. It looks like one of those rare moments where everything is finally okay. But then you look closer, and something feels off. Because Heartland doesn't give us big happy scenes without a reason. And this wedding moment? It doesn't feel like the end of a story. It feels like the beginning of a new storm. There's a quiet kind of tension in the air. The kind that makes you stop and think, wait, why does this feel so serious? The smiles don't look fully free. The mood feels emotional, but not in a simple way. It feels like everyone is holding something inside, like they're trying to stay strong. But the weight of the past is still there. And if you've watched Heartland long enough, you know exactly what that usually means. This show has always been about family, about love, yes, but also about pain, about healing, about learning to move forward even when life keeps taking things away. And that's why this wedding moment hits harder than usual. Because a wedding in Heartland is never only about two people standing together. It's about what the whole family has been through to reach that moment. It's about who should be there, who is missing, and who might still be carrying a wound that hasn't healed yet. The trailer doesn't just show joy. It shows a feeling of meaning. Like this wedding is trying to say something bigger. Like it's not only a celebration, it's a message. A signal that something is changing, and nothing will stay the same after this. That's the part that makes fans nervous, even when they want to be happy, because let's be honest, Heartland is famous for doing this. It builds up a moment that looks perfect, and then it reminds you that life is not perfect, that even the best days can come with hidden truth. Even the happiest gatherings can bring secrets to the surface. And sometimes the bigger the happiness, the bigger the heartbreak that follows. So when this wedding moment shows up in the Season 20 trailer, it feels like a warning wrapped in beauty. It feels like the calm before something huge. And that's why people can't stop talking about it. Because we're not only asking, who is getting married? We're asking, what is this wedding about to change? And most importantly, we're asking the question Heartland always makes us ask right before everything shifts. Is this a beginning, or is this a goodbye? The most interesting part about the Heartland Season 20 trailer is not what it shows. It's what it doesn't show. The wedding moment flashes on screen like it's a gift for fans, but it feels carefully cut. Almost like the trailer is giving us just enough to feel excited, but not enough to feel safe. And that's exactly why this scene feels so powerful. Because every second of it looks planned, like it's hiding a bigger truth behind the smiles. Look at the way the wedding moment appears. It's quick, but it has weight. The lighting is soft, the place looks peaceful, and everything feels like it should be full of joy. But then your eyes go to the people in the scene, and that's where the real story starts. Not everyone looks fully relaxed. Some faces look emotional in a deep way, like they're holding back tears. Not the normal happy tears you see at weddings, but the kind of tears that come from memory, from pain, from something that still hurts, and then there's the silence around it. Even if the trailer has music, the wedding moment almost feels like it's quieter than the rest. Like the show wants you to pause and pay attention. Because Heartland has always used weddings as more than romance. Weddings in this series are like a spotlight. They shine on what's been broken and what's trying to heal. They bring people together, yes, but they also bring old feelings back to the surface. One big clue is who we see standing close and who we don't. Heartland fans know that when the whole family is truly happy, the show makes sure we feel it. It shows the full group. It shows laughter. It shows comfort. But this trailer is different. It feels like we're only being shown pieces. Quick shots. Small reactions. A smile here. A serious face there. A hug that seems too tight. Like someone is holding on because they're afraid to let go. That's what makes this wedding moment feel like it's not just about love, it's about change. There's a sense that someone is making a big step, but also leaving something behind. And when Heartland shows a character stepping into a new life, it almost always means something else is ending. It might be an old dream, it might be an old relationship, or it might be the way things used to be at the ranch. Now let's talk about how Heartland trailers work. They love to play with emotions. They show a big moment to make you think you understand the story, and then the real season hits you with something unexpected. That's why this wedding moment could be a trick. Not a fake wedding, but a scene shown out of order, a scene used as a cover. Because right after the wedding moment in the trailer, the tone shifts. The faces change. The energy becomes tense again. Almost like something happens right after that we're not allowed to see yet. And here's the most important clue. This wedding doesn't feel complete. It feels like we're being shown the before but not the after. And that's dangerous in Heartland. Because the after is usually where the heartbreak lives. So when people say the trailer gave us a beautiful wedding moment, they're right. But they're also missing the bigger point. Because this scene is not just a promise of happiness. It's a question. Is this wedding bringing the family together? Or is it the moment that will split them in a new way? A wedding in Heartland is never just a happy event. It's not only about flowers, vows, and a perfect day. In Heartland, a wedding is like a mirror. It reflects everything the family has been through, every loss, every hard season, every time they almost broke, and every time they somehow stood up again. That's why this wedding moment in the season 20 trailer feels so strong. Because it isn't only showing love, it's showing survival. When you've watched Heartland for years, you understand this family has carried a lot. They have faced accidents, heartbreak, and big changes that no one can prepare for. And even when life looked peaceful on the outside, something painful was often waiting around the corner. That's what makes this wedding moment feel different from a normal TV wedding. It feels like a moment the characters earned, but also a moment they might not be allowed to keep. This is what Heartland does better than most shows. It makes you feel the past even when the scene is happening in the present. A wedding scene should feel like a fresh start, but in Heartland, fresh starts are always tied to old memories. When the trailer shows those emotional faces, it feels like every person there is thinking about who should have been standing beside them, who they wish could see this moment, who is missing from the picture, even if nobody says their name out loud. And that's where the meaning becomes deeper. Because this wedding might not only be a celebration, it might be a moment of healing, a moment of closure, a moment where the family finally chooses hope again. But here's the twist: hope in Heartland is never simple. It always comes with a price. And that is why this wedding scene feels like it could be carrying something heavy under the surface. Sometimes, a wedding is not only a beginning. Sometimes it's a goodbye in disguise. Think about it. In real life, weddings bring people together, but they also bring old problems back. Old fights, old regrets, old love stories that never ended properly. Heartland knows this, and it uses weddings like a pressure test. When everyone is in one place, the truth has nowhere to hide. And if there's one thing Heartland loves to do, it's to make characters face feelings they've been avoiding for too long. That's why the wedding moment feels like a turning point for season 20. Because it tells us something big is happening, not just for the couple, but for the entire ranch. A wedding is a choice. It's someone saying, I'm ready. But ready for what? Ready for family? Ready for change? Or ready to leave the past behind? And if someone is ready to move forward, that also means someone else might feel left behind. This is where the emotional power of the trailer hits hardest. The wedding isn't just romance. It's a symbol. It's a show saying, the Heartland family is stepping into a new chapter. But the scary part is, we don't know what kind of chapter it will be. Will it be a chapter of peace? Or a chapter where the ranch faces its biggest challenge yet? Here's the part that makes this wedding moment so addictive. The trailer doesn't say clearly who the wedding is for. It gives us pieces, quick looks, short reactions, and just enough emotion to make your mind start racing. Because as soon as you see a wedding in Heartland, you already know what it means. It means someone is stepping into a new life. And in this show, a new life always brings a new problem, a new sacrifice, or a new surprise. So let's talk about the biggest question fans are asking right now. Who is actually getting married? At first, you might think the answer is obvious. But Heartland is not a simple show. and it never lets big moments stay simple. This trailer is cut in a way that makes you guess, and that's not an accident. When the show hides the couple, it's usually because the truth would be too big to reveal too soon. It means this wedding could be linked to something that will shock the audience or shift the story in a way no one expected. One possibility is that the wedding is connected to a relationship fans have been waiting to become real for a long time. The kind of relationship that has been tested by distance, pressure, and tough choices. A wedding like that would feel meaningful because it would prove that love can survive even when life gets messy. But here's the problem. Heartland doesn't give us happy endings without a test. So even if this is a long-awaited wedding, the big question becomes, what does the couple have to give up to make it happen? Another possibility is even more dramatic. What if the wedding is not the couple we think it is? What if the trailer is trying to lead fans in one direction, but the real wedding belongs to someone else completely? That would explain why the scene feels secret, why we only see parts, why the reactions are more emotional than joyful. Because if the couple is unexpected, then this wedding could divide the family. It could create arguments. It could bring shock, disappointment, or even anger. And then there's the darkest possibility, the one Heartland fans don't want to say out loud. What if this wedding is happening too fast, for the wrong reason? What if someone is marrying because they're trying to fix something? Because they're running from loneliness? Because they're trying to escape pain? Because they're afraid of losing someone? That kind of wedding would not be about love. It would be about fear. And if that's the case, then this wedding is not the start of a happy future, it's the start of a crisis. Because in Heartland, when a character makes a big choice for the wrong reason, the show makes sure the consequences hit hard. Now let's focus on one detail that makes this scene feel even more serious: the emotions on the faces around the wedding. It doesn't feel like everyone is celebrating freely. It feels like some people are watching with mixed feelings, like they're happy, but also worried, like they want to support the moment. But something inside them is saying, this is not going to be easy. That's why this wedding is not just romance. It's a trigger. A wedding like this could mean someone is leaving the ranch. Someone is moving away. Someone is choosing a different future. And if that happens, it will shake the heart of the story. Because Heartland is not only a place, it's a family. And when one piece shifts, the whole family feels it. So the real tension is not only who is getting married. The real tension is, what is this marriage going to change? Because the trailer gives us one strong message without saying a word. This wedding is not the end of a love story. It's the beginning of something bigger, something messy, something emotional, something that will force the Heartland family to face the future whether they're ready or not. The scary thing about this wedding moment in the Heartland Season 20 trailer is not that it feels emotional. It's that it feels like the show is using it as a door that opens into something bigger. Because Heartland never gives a huge family moment unless it's about to test the family again. And weddings? Weddings are the perfect place for everything to explode. Because think about what happens when everyone gathers in one place. People who haven't spoken in a long time are suddenly standing in the same room. Old memories come back like they never left. Smiles become harder to hold. And secrets become heavy. Heartland knows this. And that's why the wedding moment doesn't feel like a calm celebration. It feels like the moment right before the truth comes out. If this wedding is happening, it means someone is making a final decision. A choice that changes their future forever. And the moment someone makes a final choice in Heartland, someone else usually gets hurt. Not because the character is bad, but because life is complicated. Love is complicated. And in this show, love doesn't just bring people together, it also forces them to face what they've been avoiding. So what happens next? The trailer gives us one clear feeling. The wedding is not the big event. The event is what follows after it. And there are a few ways Heartland could take this, and every one of them leads to drama. First, the wedding could trigger an unexpected return. A character from the past could show up at the worst time. Not to celebrate, but to change something. Maybe they come with news. Maybe they come with a warning. Maybe they come because they still have unfinished business with someone at the ranch. And when someone from the past returns during a wedding, it doesn't feel like fate. It feels like a storm choosing the perfect moment to strike. Second, the wedding could reveal a secret that was kept to protect someone. And Heartland loves this kind of twist. A secret isn't always evil, sometimes it's something someone hid because they didn't want to hurt the people they love. But weddings have a way of making secrets impossible to hide. Because when vows are being spoken, the truth starts demanding a voice too. And if that truth comes out in the middle of celebration, it could destroy trust in seconds. Third, the wedding could create a new fight inside the family. Not everyone always agrees on what's best. Some people believe in following the heart. Others believe in duty. Others believe in protecting the ranch no matter what. If this wedding means someone is leaving, selling something, changing responsibilities, or making a life decision that affects everyone, then the wedding could become the start of a family split. A quiet split at first, polite smiles, short answers, but later, the cracks grow, and then there's the possibility that hits the hardest. What if something goes wrong during the wedding itself? In Heartland, big events often bring big surprises. Someone could collapse under the pressure. Someone could walk away before the vows are finished. Someone could say something that changes everything. Or someone could realize in that moment that they're about to make the wrong choice and stop it. That kind of twist would explain why the trailer feels careful. Why it shows the wedding like a flash and then quickly moves away. Because if the wedding is linked to heartbreak, the trailer cannot show too much. It can only tease, and the reason this matters so much is because Heartland Season 20 is not just another season. It has to carry the weight of everything the show has built so far. That means this wedding moment could be the start of a new era, a new family balance, a new way of living at the ranch. So if the trailer is giving us a wedding, it's also giving us a warning. This season may not be about love. It may be about what love costs, because when two people promise forever, life does not pause. Life tests that promise. And Heartland loves to test promises. So what happens next after this wedding moment? Either the family grows stronger, or the family gets pushed into its hardest chapter yet. And the worst part is the trailer already tells us something is coming. This is why the wedding moment in the Heartland Season 20 trailer feels so unforgettable. It doesn't feel like a big happy scene. It feels like a sign. Like the show is telling us, look closely. Because after this, everything changes. And Heartland doesn't use weddings as simple romance. It uses them like a turning point, the kind that divides life into before and after. Because a wedding is not only about two people choosing each other. It's about what they are choosing to leave behind. It's about what the family must accept. And it's about what the ranch will become in the next chapter. That's why this scene feels like it carries so much meaning. It's not just a celebration, it's a moment where the Heartland family is being pushed into a new future, and that new future might not feel comfortable at first. Heartland has always been a show about holding on, but also learning to let go. It shows how people grow, how they heal, and how they keep going even when life is unfair. So when the trailer shows this wedding moment, it's not only showing love, it's showing a decision. Someone is saying, I'm ready. But Heartland always asks the harder question right after. Ready for what? Ready to build a family? Ready to carry responsibility? Ready to forgive? Ready to move on? Or ready to finally accept that some things will never be the same again? That's what makes this wedding moment feel so strong. It's not only a romantic promise. It's a symbol of the entire series of family still standing after everything they've faced, still believing that love matters, still believing that home is worth fighting for, still choosing hope even when hope feels risky. But here's the reality Heartland never lets us forget. Hope is powerful, but hope also makes you vulnerable, because the moment you choose happiness, life has something to test. So what could this wedding mean for Season 20? It could mean Heartland is preparing for a future where new characters take bigger roles, where the younger generation steps up and the older generation steps back. It could mean the ranch is moving into a new phase, one where the family must face new problems, new money stress, new pressure from the outside world, and new emotional storms inside their own walls. Or it could mean something even more emotional. It could mean the show is preparing for a farewell of some kind. Not in a loud way, Not with a dramatic goodbye scene, but in the quiet Heartland way where someone moves forward.